All right, guys, it's Thor Sandalwood here, and today we are going to talk about astrology and how that relates to Bitcoin, because I was able to look at Bitcoin's chart for the next couple years, and we'll see, is this bull run that Bitcoin is currently going through, if that's going to be sustained or not. Thank you guys for joining the chat. I have a little presentation for you guys that I wanted to share with you guys. Bitcoin predictions here. And first of all, before we go into the presentation, I just want to say, I'm not a qualified financial planner. I use the sidereal zodiac, not Western tropical zodiac, in my predictions. Fair use for the images, and these things are my interpretation, guys. So nothing's written in stone, but this is what I believe is what is going to be happening with Bitcoin in the next couple years. And let's switch back over to the presentation here. One thing I want to share with you guys is, what is the ancient science of astrology? I want to especially share this with people that are new. Maybe they found this video because they're just searching Bitcoin predictions and they're not too familiar with how astrology works. So as you can see, Vedic astrology is known as the science of light, and the astrological chart is a blueprint of your karma. And so the planets and the stars are the radio transmitters of your karma. Everything has karma: a person, a country, a corporation, financial systems, etc. So everything has karma, guys. Banks have karma, corporations have karma, and of course I have karma, you have karma. So that's when we're looking at the birth chart of Bitcoin. We're looking at when it was born, what is the karma of Bitcoin. Guys, if you're interested in this content, please like and subscribe to my channel. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers and spread the ancient knowledge of Vedic astrology around the world and show that it has modern applications. If you're interested in your own check down below, guys, or email me at thor.sandalwood@gmail.com, and I'll send you information on how to go about that. So this ancient science of astrology, really what we're looking at is, how does this apply to the current cryptocurrencies, the current business environment that we're in? And just like ancients used to use, we use this as a predictive tool. Cryptocurrencies and astrology. We already live in the information age, obviously. Astrology must adapt as a predictive tool of karma. Astrology is a tool that assists in predicting an uncertain future. And that's my little selling point to the corporations about why they should use astrologers. But just like the ancient shamans, they used to predict when to grow food, when to go to war with other tribes. What the modern day astrologers do is we take this knowledge that we have and we're able to help predict markets and things like that. How does astrology help you, not Bitcoin? Astrology provides another data point in the uncertain future. Modern peoples must use all the tools available to them in these times of crisis. And obviously, we're definitely living in times of crisis right now. A solid foundation from the ancient world. So Vedic astrology comes down to us from the ancient rishis and what they gave us. Now we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin birth chart. And what I'm using, guys, is the birth time is January 3rd, 2009, 1815 Greenwich Mean Time, and birthplace is City of London. This birth time is based on much of the research I was able to find, and that was kind of when the first Bitcoin got mined. And this whole thing just started with Bitcoin, and I guess it really wasn't well known when it was born. Let me take a look at a chart with you guys. And if you guys want to look at Bitcoin's chart, there it is right here. Here's Bitcoin's chart. And let me grab a stylus really quick. Obviously, guys, it's not the same as a human chart. So it's not like, you know, we're going to go look at the personality of Bitcoin per se, or we're going to look at the relationships that Bitcoin has. What we're really interested in is the money houses, if any negative houses are affecting it right now. And obviously, we know based on the data, Bitcoin has been going having quite a good run right now. One thing I do want to point out, though, with the Bitcoin chart, though, is if you guys notice, oops, let me go to brushes real quick. If you guys notice right here, K2 being in the first house there, that can lend to this kind of perception that Bitcoin, you know, it is whatever we project on it. And, of course, it's just this digital way of accounting, and these are just digital creations, and this is just a way for us to account. So what we're projecting on Bitcoin is that it's a unit of value that we can use. Let's go back to this thing, guys. What we're going to look at a lot is we're going to look at the Mahadashas and transits of Bitcoin. And I have a little chart there showing like basically from 2009 all the way to today, April 20th, 2021. And so what we're going to look at with the Bitcoin, we're going to look at what I wanted to do as a case study is back in 2017, Bitcoin had a bull run. And we want to look at what dasha, what planets were influencing the Bitcoin bull run back in 2017 to see if we can predict what's going to happen this year in 2021, because it's having a really good year so far. Okay, the 2017 bull run of Bitcoin. Bitcoin entered Mercury Mahadasha September 14th of 2017. And let me show you guys, I'm going to show you a little graphic of that. If you guys notice this, Bitcoin, if you guys take a look, Bitcoin entered Mercury. Let's see, let me get the brushes there. Right here, you guys see where Bitcoin entered Mercury, September 14, 2017. And then within only 3 months of Bitcoin entering this Mercury Mahadasha, within 3 months they had this bull run where it got to, I believe it was 19,000. Yeah, 19,378. Let's go back to the presentation real quick. But anyways, Bitcoin ended up going to 19,378, and then bull run ends and price drops for a couple years after that. So we noticed that this whole Mercury thing, it really only lasted, it was kind of a flash in the pan. And Mercury, as many of you guys know, is the fastest moving planet in the solar system. For Cancer Ascendant, which Bitcoin is, we're going to look at that Mercury gives mixed results. So Mercury has expanded Bitcoin because of its widely publicized nature. Mercury rules communications, internet, etc., etc. Mercury rules 3rd and 12th houses. 3rd house brought attention, but the 12th lordship brought drop because it rules losses. And if we go back to the chart, guys, let's go to doodles here. Go back to the chart. You notice that Mercury rules the 12th house here, and it rules the 3rd house here. So this is considered like the Dashtana houses. You guys remember the Dashtana houses are 6, 8, and 12 here. But the 12th house is like the least, 12th house is the least harmful in my opinion. So 12th house is probably the most subtle of the evil houses of 6, 8, and 12. 12th house is probably the most low-key, I would say. So anyways, the 3rd house brought that, there was a lot of attention brought to Bitcoin, but then the 12th house was what brought that bull run to an end. But now we're seeing that it's on this completely new bull run. And let's go see. So the new 2021 bull run of Bitcoin. Bitcoin enters Venus Bhukti February 6, 2021, December 8th through December 8th, 2023. And we'll go back to this guy's real quick. We like using lots of graphics, don't we? And then you'll see that Mercury Venus, it started back in February of 2021. And Venus has been a positive planet for Bitcoin. So we can just look at the results. I mean, everything is just results. So we look, it enters Venus February of 2021, and what has been the trajectory of Bitcoin since February of 2021? It's been going up. And so Venus is a very positive planet for Bitcoin because it rules the 4th and 11th houses. And if you guys, the 4th house is a Kendra house. It's usually associated with real estate and stuff, but it's a strong house. It's not an evil house. And then 11th house is associated with gains, the stock market, royalties, earnings, kind of things like that. And let me snap back to this real quick. We'll go back to our chart here. And so Venus has overall been a positive planet so far. The only thing about it, so it rules the 11th house here and the 4th house here, which are very positive planets. Or I mean houses, sorry. But the issue is in the 8th house here. And Venus being located in the 8th house, I do feel like there's going to be a lot of volatility over this Venus Bhukti that Bitcoin is in. And let me put up the presentation again. So rulership of 4th and 11th houses. However, Venus located within 8th house of Aquarius. 8th house is house of death, rebirth, warning of volatility, but overall upward. So I do see this period as, you know, until December 8th, 2023. I do see this next year or so, next year or two, being very positive for Bitcoin. And we'll talk about the other aspects that I see also going on with Bitcoin. One of the other aspects that are going on is the Jupiter transit through Aquarius, which is happening. It just started April 6, 2021 through April 13th, 2022. Now, the Jupiter is going to be transiting the 8th house of Bitcoin's chart. So that would bring, you know, Jupiter, it expands whatever it contacts. So 8th house is kind of like unexpected ups and downs. So that's why I do think we're going to see extreme volatility for the next year. But I think overall we're going to still see it going up, even if it's like the graph is like this, okay? And let's go over to my presentation again. Jupiter transit Bitcoin 8th house. Jupiter increases, expands the planets and houses it comes into contact with. Expect extreme volatility with the 8th house. However, Venus is the Karaka of money, finance, luxury, etc. Could bring overall net increase in value over the next year. And I'm going to show you why I said that. You guys might be wondering, why is Venus involved here? And if you guys see, it's going to be actually crossing over. Jupiter is going to be crossing over Venus here. And remember, if Jupiter expands whatever it touches, it's going to be expanding the natural Karaka of what Venus represents is money, luxury, finance. And so I believe the price is going to increase over that time. All right. I do believe, and this is going to be part of my prediction, I do believe that come December 8th, 2023, Bitcoin will be entering the Sun Bhukti. Sun is in 6th house. Sun rules 2nd house. Saturn is in the 2nd house. Likely some form of government regulation. Price could drop at this time. I do think by the end of 2023, the price will drop, and it will be because of some sort of government regulation. We know that Turkey has already, I think, banned cryptocurrencies, all of them. And we know that government tends to have a stance of wanting to regulate and control things. And so Bitcoin being a cryptocurrency, obviously the government doesn't like these totally anonymous transactions taking place. So I'm going to give you guys my overall analysis. The overall analysis is there's going to be a good trajectory for Bitcoin for the rest of 2021. There will be volatility. There may be sudden price swings during this time because of the 8th house. End of 2023, possible government regulations and price drop. And that is the Bitcoin predictions, guys. Is there any questions in the chat? Thus far, let's see how long. It's almost been 20-minute video. Let's see. I'm seeing if there's any questions. So yeah, the cryptocurrency videos, I am planning on actually doing quite a bit more of the cryptocurrencies. So I'm looking at Ethereum, which I'm learning about. I know that's a network, and I believe it's Ether is the coin they do. And then there's VeChain, and there's all types of other cryptocurrencies that I am planning to do more videos on as I'm learning about this, just like you guys. But what we're going to do is we're going to calculate birth charts, just like we did with Bitcoin. And we're going to look at all these cryptocurrencies, see how they're going to do. How you doing, Kaushal? Or Cash? How you doing? See if there's any more government regulations. Could it mean that the government might come up with their own crypto? Yeah, I do believe because of I do think the government might. And I've heard the Federal Reserve, there's speculation that they might come up with their own digital currency, because I do see problems coming, especially when Rahu enters Kritika in September of 2021. And we also know that, it's going to be in this volatile, I believe the end of this year is going to start being very volatile. So I do think, and I have heard that they might introduce some sort of digital currency around that time. In Canada, they are taxing it. Okay. Yeah, I believe that. I do see government regulation coming in, though. And then when Rahu goes into Aries in Bitcoin's chart, remember, Rahu's going to be going through the 10th house of Bitcoin, and 10th house represents government. So I tend to think that that means there's going to be some sort of government involvement. And then with Saturn being activated during that Sun Bhukti, I do think government's going to be more highly involved. Yeah, you'll do great doing Astro for cryptocurrency. Thank you so much. Sorry, Miss First Half. China recently speaks of approving crypto exchange. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing astrology for most of the cryptocurrencies I can find. I've been getting great advice from all of you guys, emails and so forth. Cash, you did a great job sending me a chart with the different cryptocurrencies there are, and how I can generate birth charts for each one of those things. So I'm planning on doing those this whole probably do a couple other ones this week. So I'm planning on doing a live all the way every day till Sunday, 7 p.m. East Pacific Standard Time. China recently speaks of approving crypto exchange. Awesome. So also what I was going to talk about, probably the video I'm going to do tomorrow or the day after, is we're going to talk about silver, the silver price, and how that's going to work out this next year. Because I think silver is going to be really going through the roof, especially with Rahu's transit through Taurus. Yeah, I'm going to do a crypto astrology series. And basically analyzing the different cryptos they have out there. What about our own chart, investing in Bitcoin? Yeah, well, your own chart, and like if we were looking at your own chart, obviously like your individual karma is going to trump whatever, whatever Bitcoin's separate karma is from you. So your individual karma, whether or not you're in a good period for like second house period or 11th house period, or you're in a Venus period or something where your money houses are being activated, that's when I would recommend to be investing or doing something like that. You definitely wouldn't want to invest in a period of like the 6th Lord or the 8th Lord or the 12th Lord if they're very strong, because that might mean that you're, as an individual, are going to face losses. What about our own? Okay. So yeah, that's what I see with your own chart. If you're in a good money time, that's what I see. Basically, investing is usually 11th house activity. So if the 11th Lord is being activated, or 11th house is being activated in some way in your chart, that's when usually I recommend investing. But then again, if you treat your investments like a savings account, you can really do it anytime. It doesn't even matter what period you're in. But sometimes people are living in personal times of crisis where, they can't save any money because there's a constant crisis going on. Is there any more questions in the chart? Or in the chat, sorry. Sorry if this was answered, but do you see something significant drop in BTC in later half of this year after July? So I see overall, and cash, I see that, yes, there's going to be extreme volatility, ups and downs. It probably will be happening around September of 2021 when Rahu enters Kritika. But I see overall, if you look at the whole year 2021, I think it's a good investment overall. I tease that when I see BTC top. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I see if you're buying now, if you're buying Bitcoin right now, I think it's a really good investment. And I say, you'll have to hold on to it for the rest of the year and see what happens. But I think it's going to be good overall for the year. But you have to get in early, obviously. I see it actually doing well in 2022 as well, because it's going to be in that Venus Bhukti in 2022. So I see that I believe it's going to continue. So even if we see lots of up and down movement with it, I think if we do the overall graph, it's still going to be up. And maybe it has to do with the unrest. People are going to see that Bitcoin is a secure place that they can put their money in because of all the volatility in the world that will be happening in 2022. See if there's anything else. Do you guys, if you guys have any more questions, let's see. I'm going to check the chat here. Let's see. Can you include monthly investment predictions in your videos? Yeah, I'm actually starting to think that for the month of, actually, I could probably do more of a May financial prediction video. I haven't focused on financials, but now I'm seeing that there's because I'm gaining a lot of subscribers with cryptocurrencies, I see that there's like a real market and a real need for people to get astrology on financial markets. You got it, Cash. I like doing this live. It's kind of, with filming a YouTube video and doing the editing, it's a little more, I think, a little more clean. But I like doing the live videos because I feel like it's going to make me a better presenter, anyways. But yeah, I think I'm going to look into having like a monthly prediction video with financials. Financial markets, just to get more honed in, because I know people are going to be wondering like month to month what's going on with the cryptos, silver, gold, and all those things. But of course, I'm still going to have the chart readings of celebrities and politicians and so forth. Yeah, I'm hoping that it goes. I'm hoping that I can get a lot more subscribers with doing these videos for sure. Well, I think I'm going to close it, guys, unless there's anything else. You guys feel free to contact me if you're interested in a reading. Check out the information down below. And I want to wish you guys namaste. Many blessings to all of my subscribers and all of you who are watching this right now.